Welcome to the Purpessence podcast. I am your host, Bryan Dusseau. What is the Purpessence podcast, and why should you be listening to it? Well, that is a good question, and I'm going to tell you why. Purpessence stands for purpose and essence, and that is the goal for this show. Is to help you find your purpose and essence in life. And how do we do this? I'll be telling stories. I'll be inviting guests, doing interviews. They will be telling their stories. They will be awesome. You'll love it. It'll be entertaining, educational. You'll get some laughs out of it. You'll get addicted to it. You won't be able to stop talking about it. So those are all pretty good things. I actually already recorded the first episode. Worked really hard on it. I made an outline. I actually made a whole script. I recorded it. I said every word of the script. I felt like it was really good. So I went and invited guests to do interviews. Recorded about 4 guests. And then I looked back. And my first episode sounded different than the other episodes. It didn't sound like me. And honestly, I didn't know what the audience would want. I still don't know. But I feel like I know now. And I want to give you guys me, the actual me, the true me, and what I actually sound like. So I'm gonna work on that. Let's do that. So what should I talk about on the first episode? Let's talk about, you want to find the purpose and essence of life, right? I mean, who doesn't? But most people don't stop to think what they're doing on the day-to-day basis. Usually they get up, go to work, have a little relaxed time, go to bed. And repeat. And then on the weekends they get to goof off, which is nice. That's awesome. But you do that for a while, you get older, and you look back on life, and you had some good experiences, a good time with friends. You have some breakups, you have some bad turns. Maybe that ruins everything. Maybe it puts you down deep into a hole and you can't dig yourself out. And then you're still doing the same thing every day. Going to work, coming home, trying to forget now, trying to find that relaxation just so you can find some entertainment to distract your mind. It keeps eating at you. Repeat it. And now you can't get out of this state. Now you've lost this little fire in you because of some bad things that happened to you. And guess what? They happened to you. They're not you. They happened to you. And guess what? Other things can happen to you. And you can let them happen to you. You can open yourself up, throw yourself out there, and get hit by some good opportunities, by some good people out there. And it's a good feeling to change the pace and be vulnerable and stick your neck out. Because hiding in that hole, you already know that that's not what you want. So you decide to make a change, decide who you are on the inside, instead of focusing what's happening on the outside, focusing on the media, focusing on friends and coworkers and family. Take all that energy, all that effort, and dive inside. Find out who you are. Find out what makes you get up out of bed in the morning. Find out what is the purpose of you going to your job and coming home. What is your daily purpose? What is your life purpose? So, some things I've done when I was deep in that hole, I always like to write it out. It made me feel a little better. It made me feel like I was talking to someone. Because, sometimes it's hard to share what's really going on the inside. So a good step is to write it out. And, it feels like someone's reading it. It's kind of nice. So I like to doing that. And after I wrote, I stopped writing because I wanted to do something different. I knew that it was time for a change. I knew I wasn't happy with myself. So, yeah, I wasn't happy. So what do? I dove inside and looked back in life. When was the last time I was happy? Thought of happy times. So for me, I love music. Love playing music, writing music. Done that for a long time. Couldn't get enough of it. Saved my life when I was a kid. Because I would have been in this deep hole I was that recently as a little kid. Music prevented that. It gave me something to cling on. So that was nice. What else made me happy? I liked exercising. So running specifically. I liked intense workouts that really challenged me. So I started when CrossFit got kind of big. That's when I started CrossFit, and I kind of did my own thing and I like to make my own workouts and be creative. So that was really fun. It was so fun that I decided I wanted to go to school and become a personal trainer and help other people become healthy and feel good because it made me feel good. So that was cool. Picked up a passion for writing. So like film scripts and TV shows kind of thing. So I have like quite a few scripts in my computer. That was pretty fun. So yeah, you just gotta find a couple things you like, look back. Because I found a lot of times where I kind of like stopped doing what I like doing. It's like I forgot that I liked it. Like music. This never really worked out how I wanted it to work out. Like honestly, all I really wanted to do was have a band that actually wanted to play. And every time we got a band ready, we played a played a show and it was awesome, and then someone quit and it just didn't work out. And that's common. That's 99% of the time. So there was a time where I stopped playing music for quite a few years, which is kind of embarrassing because it's something that was me. Like, it was an extension of me. So I stopped that for a few years. I'm 29 years old now, and I stopped when I was like 21-ish and started back up when I was 26. Like, I literally didn't even pick up a guitar and seriously play it. And I practiced like 6 to 10 hours a day as a teenager, like at 13 years old. I would just sit on my bed and just play guitar. And like, I forgot about the world, you know? Like, I had some issues as a child. I felt lonely, like actually lonely, not like I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't like looking for friends or love. I was just like doing my own thing. But like, no, a lot of the times I find myself alone. Like, no one in the house for like a long time, like days. But like, you know, kids that age like that too, because they can kind of do whatever they want, get away with things, and kind of like own the house, you know, like is, you know, that's nice, but like it gets old after a while, like, and then you grow up and you get used to that. Like now, I it's like I prefer to be alone, but I extend myself. I was saying previously, making new friends, find out that there are some really cool people out there that really care. That's nice. And the people who stick around and you realize that have stuck around for the majority of your life, those people, yeah, you have to be thankful for, because like, even if you are alone or feel alone and you have that one person that's there, it's something to be thankful for. It's nice. And I definitely at hard times, I am very thankful for that. And now that I have came to a realization and made a change in my life, now I cherish that, and I thrive on that, and like, that's where I go to. That's where I want to be. I want to be with other people that want what I want, which is the purpose and essence of life. Like, so that was music. And then I ran and work out a lot. I ran track and cross country in high school. Got really good. Like, freshman year, like, I never ran, and then just all of a sudden, who's this kid? And that's when I joined track, and I was actually pretty good. Ran cross country after that, was pretty good. I was like third best runner on the team. I'd always switch back and forth. And then I still ran after high school. Did pretty good. Did the marathon, and I was hitting 240 pace. My official time was 3 hours and 2 minutes. A marathon's 26.2 miles. It's a long time. And then one time I trained for a whole year for a specific race. And I was at 2 hours and 40-second pace. And like, that's really good. That's 20 minutes off of my PR personal record. And it's nothing to shake a stick at. It's good. I ended up not going to that race because I didn't make much money at the time. And I couldn't afford the hotel. And I am the kind of person that I don't like to ask for things. Don't like to ask for money. So I just ended up not going, even though I paid for the race. Was like, I don't remember how much it was. It was like $100 to $200 for the entry fee. But that didn't matter. I just kind of, I'm used to it. I'm used to things not working out, So we didn't go to the race. And then after that, I just lost all desire to run. Stopped. That I actually stopped. I tried to pick it back up, but it was just kind of off and on. Didn't really work out. And picked up a personal training certificate. Went to school and got certified. Worked at local gyms. And then I made my own business, went to house. Oh man, I love that. Designed programs. I even had a money back guaranteed results or your money back. And never had to give any money back. And the thing is, I was so ambitious. And now that I look back, I didn't really do it that long. I kind of expected it to happen, right away. I was younger then. I had that desire. I still have. I've always had that desire to work hard. Like, I'm like laser focused and I'm obsessive. I'm a perfectionist, obsessive, addicted, and enjoy what I hone my skills in, no matter what it is. And I always tend to give up when it doesn't work out. So this personal training business was doing pretty good. I had some people help me out too. And I think now that I think back, I'm really thankful for that. Because it's really hard to do something like that on your own. So that was working out pretty good. And I got a new job. That was exciting. But this was like a day job at a factory. But I couldn't pass up the money, Needed money. And it was good money. It was like life-changing. You can't pass that up. And I like to better myself every year. It's kind of my thing. Like, my thing is I need to be 1% better every year. So I got a new job, but I didn't have time. It was 60 hours a week, mandatory for a whole year, I think. So I only had one day off, Sunday. I worked second shift. So that was like 5 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. So I didn't have time to do my personal training business, not to do it the way I want because I'm obsessive and I'm a perfectionist. So if I'm not going to have the skill level that I know I can give, I'm not going to do it. So I stopped. Told everyone that I got a new job. I just don't have time. I accepted it. It's, that's what adults do, right? They move on up. They get the career. They get the house, have the family. So, yeah, stop that. But then decided to have a kid, planned it out. So that's pretty. my cat is going berserk. It's what time is it? It's 3:46 a.m. and my cat is running all around. So if you hear a random meow, not just a regular cat meow, this is like when she gets psycho. She's running all over. So, what was I talking about? Yeah, decided to have a kid. Planned it out. That's doesn't happen often, not from anyone I've ever heard of. Uh so we had Asher. So that gave me a push. I'm like, all right, Asher, it's about a year until Asher's born. I got to do something. I'm going to be a father. I'm not going to have any time to do anything. I'm working a lot. So I decided to make an album. Music. I went back to music. What am I thinking? So I have this job now. I can afford the music. I can do all by myself. I don't need a band. Now we have computers that have digital instruments that you can play on your keyboard, and it sounds just like the real thing. So that's what I did. I created EDM music. So really, like, it's called, drum step to be specific. Came out with an album, put it on iTunes, Spotify. I think there's some other things it was on. That was cool. That was had an album art. Paid someone to make that. Paid someone to master it. Like, I mixed and mastered it, but I'm like, wasn't at that perfectionist level for the mastering, so I sent it out and got it mastered. And that felt really good. Asher was born. I'm doing music now. And he's swinging along in this swing. I'm playing music, and it felt really good. Felt right. And I told myself, this time I'm not stopping music, no matter what. Let's see if something happens. And if anything, I'm doing it because I love doing it. Turns out I'm scoring short films, and I've scored a YouTube channel, intro songs, worked for companies. You know how I said there's music instruments that you could play on the keyboard. It sounds like the real thing. I would do demos of their product and like make a video out of it for customers to watch and see if they want to buy the product. Did some big companies too. So I had some really like good experiences doing that. Made me happy, proud of myself. So I've been doing music ever since. I still do music. Lately I haven't had time because I'm like doing that perfectionist, obsessive thing with this podcast. I'm super excited for it. And it's all I do now. So if like from the people I said I would score their film, I have to stick by my word and do that. Other than that, right now I'm focusing on this, and I have some ideas in mind that I want to do for the podcast that involve music. But I'm not quitting it though. It's a different feeling. This is not quitting it. I haven't got back into exercising. I quit drinking alcohol. When I started the podcast, I'm like, because I got that perfectionist thing. I'm like, if I want to do it right, I gotta stop drinking alcohol. It was bad. I was drinking every night. Every night. It was so bad that I would drink during lunch at work. That was bad. It got bad. I never did anything like I'd like to say no matter what, I still like responsibilities came first though. At least when I was drinking, everyone was asleep. Like I'm not gonna do anything that hurts anyone. But I have made, some poor decisions. And I mean, I wouldn't blame alcohol. That's myself. But now I decided to stop drinking. It's been a while now. It was so easy too. So, because I wanted to focus on this, I had a reason. And I wanted to be healthier again. So I always ate pretty good, but lately I've been really focusing and I feel so good right now. But I don't exercise and I'm like, I want to, but when I do, I want to do it for real. So I have to figure out what I want to do there. I'll go back to it. So I know I'll go back to it when I find the time is right. I still work that factory job. Been working a lot lately. 60 hours a week usually. Had another kid. Had a daughter. Her name is Eden. And as of right now, Asher's 3 years old. Eden, let's see, it's what month is it? Is it October? It's 9 months old. Yeah. So I have a 3-year-old boy, 9-month-old girl. And I work a lot, but I don't sleep much. So I can spend some time with them. Asher is diagnosed with autism. And I take him to his appointments, and that's why I like working second shift because I can take him to his appointments during the day. It works out really well, and now it's like I feel like I have to be there because I'm always there. Yeah, he's super smart. And Eden's just moving around, eating all kinds of things. Yeah, they're awesome. I messed up. Our family is like, but the good thing is we take care of the kids and we're civil and we work it out. There's no tension, no fighting. I've never heard or seen anything like this. I'm sure it's happened, but A lot of my friends or other people will say, I don't know how you do this. Like, it takes a lot of some willpower. But for me, I feel like I have to do the right thing, not the emotional, snarky, or doing things in spite kind of thing. Kind of doing the, what is best for the situation right now. And right now, the best thing is, for the kids. And, that's super important. And and things are going really good right now. What I did, I was going through some problems and I needed to find myself. And so talked about happiness, what made me happy. Connected back with my best friend. So doing, changing my daily process, not just going to work, coming back home and doing the same thing. I try to switch it up. I try to, I try to do a hobby, or I try to learn. I love learning. So I'm always listening to an audiobook or listening to a podcast or reading a book or going to a seminar, stuff like that. And so I'm changing my experiences, because if you do the same thing every day, you're going to get the same thing every day. There's no change. If you're not changing, there's going to be no changes. It's going to take lifetimes for something to miraculously change, something to happen upon you. So you're going to have to change something in the system to change everything else. So what did I change? Let's see. Well, I got rid of everything that wasn't me and focused on the things that are important to me. Decided what I really wanted to do with my life. I found out who I am. And my purpose is, I like helping people. I really like changing people's lives. That's why I liked music and personal training. So, that was really awesome. So I do this thing called pivoting. So I took those passions and pivoted and happened upon the podcast. It was going to be like writing a film, but like those are expensive and you have to have a team that is just spot on. And someday I will do that when the time is right. But it happened upon a podcast. I'm like listening to podcasts 60 hours, 100 hours a week. And I'm like, wait a second. What if I did a podcast? I obviously know how to do it because I listen to it. I just have to do it my own way. So I started working really hard for that. It's been a few months, and I have a few people that can attest to how hard we've been working. And what I'm working on now in my life is being thankful for everything. So, found my purpose, my essence in life. Perhaps I need to focus on that a little more. So perhaps you and I are traveling the same journey. So, I've had a few habits in my life. And they tend to be good habits. I drank a little bit. That was a bad habit. Like, it was pretty bad. That was probably the only bad habit I had. Had struggles. Struggled a lot. And, you know, when you're struggling, it's not good at the time, but you're gonna get over it. And once it's past, like, you can't think about it anymore. That's not you anymore. Like, I'm not lonely anymore. I have myself. Like, I actually found myself. Definitely not lonely with myself. I found that out when I was younger, till just about like a year ago. That I was lonely inside my own body. And I was actually telling myself I was through music. And now I'm not. I'm not. Now I have some really supportive people in my life. This podcast met some really awesome people. It really changes my view on people. So you can get over your struggles. And you're going to have to want to change from the person you were during that time of struggles. That's like a realization. And once you do that, how I was creating new experiences, you're going to have to do that yourself. You're going to have to try new things out. If you don't have a passion, that's all good. You'll find it sometime. So you got to create a new you. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's going to happen. I'm going to invite guests on future episodes. I'm going to do, occasionally I'll do episodes on my own when I feel like something needs to be said. I have a few things I want to go over that are really cool. I really want to communicate with you guys and girls about what we can turn this podcast into to make it the best it can possibly be. I definitely want to give you what you enjoy. So definitely going to have some questions and answers. Maybe we'll turn those into episodes or something. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to have some guests on the show. And wow, I'm telling you, there's some awesome guests. Some life-changing stories. Yeah, and always looking for guests. And I'm looking for guests that I like to pick them. I've had some people mention or refer a guest to me, and it worked out amazing. But I like to meet up with them or have a chat on the phone and see if we have a spark in our conversation. So I'm definitely I am open for critiques. I am open for referrals. If there's anything you want to hear from me, I want to give you everything I can give. I want to help you find your purpessence. So I am going to call it a night because I am getting tired. I'm going to go meditate and go to sleep. So thanks for listening. I will see you on the next episode.